y'all missed me. Don't answer that if you didn't miss me, okay? Because I don't want to hear that. If you knew, welcome to the crazy. If you're returning, welcome. Just in case you forgot, my name's Melchizedek, Mel for short. I am a lovely spokesmodel. I like to think lovely. Spokesmodel for the national campaign HIV STOPS WITH ME, representing the LGBT area. And it's a question of the month time. And just in case you don't know what that looks like, I'll have a question of the month that I'm going to share with you all. Give you my answer as concise as possible, and hopefully this facilitates discussion or just get the wheels turning. You know, just generally speaking. This month, what are we talking about? AI, ChatGPT, which I already know some people are not a fan of it to begin with. But we gotta talk about it, So, thinking of AI, thinking of ChatGPT, that can be used to create a fake MyChart account or fake MyChart entity. So, what advice would I give to somebody who's living with HIV to protect themselves? Now, first and foremost, for those of you who don't know what MyChart is, healthcare system situation. Like I navigate UHS, so into UHS MyChart, jump in, you can see your most recent test results, you can see all your test results, you can see coming up appointments, you can see old appointments, you can see documentation. Pretty much, it's an electronic health record system. So, what advice would I give? Honestly, when I was first thinking about this, I'm just like, initially, I'm just like, well, stay on top of your stuff. And the reason that I say that, now, these are something that I make me think of money and the people who the job is to, is this real money, is this fake money? What do they have them do? Not navigate the fakes. They have them learn the real like the back of their hand. So if and when they do encounter a fake, they know immediately because all they know is the real. That's all they know is the real. So, in that realm, if you're keeping up on top of with your results, if you're interacting, me personally, yes, I only go twice a year, but the staff know me. You know, be them the front desk receptionist, be them the doctor, be them the nurse, be them the phlebotomist, it don't make a difference. They know me. You know, I make sure I'm checking in on them, make sure I'm interacting with them, I make sure I'm you know. ChatGPT, AI, it's now, because at first I was just thinking, like, is this something that I wonder if somebody has dealt with that before, or how can this be used in terms of whether it's falsifying records, or and that's the biggest thing. You know, that's the biggest thing is if I have this document right here, but the only thing that's changed is the signature, or the only thing that's changed is the status. That's in the realm of protection. Imagine navigating an real life scenario. Imagine navigating a scenario with an ex, somebody who you were in a relationship with, somebody who you had that rapport and trust with. So there may have been exchanging of passwords and whatnot, and they're able to get into your EHR system, they're able to print something out, and they're able to, with ChatGPT, with AI, alter to where it doesn't say undetectable anymore, but just positive, or alter a number of, you know, whether it's the CD4 count or viral or whatever the case may be. And that's first and foremost. Poker. Who's supposed to know your hand in poker? You. Only you and you only. That's how I treat it with life. Nobody should know more about you than yourself. Now, there's going to be people that's tiered, like that significant other, and the reason I say that, I've never been in a relationship with a significant other that has my passwords. That does not make sense to me. If you cannot be in a relationship with me, that does not involve trust. Why be in it? Now, obviously, I also make sure I keep on top of my passwords, but that's also why, in this day and age, fingerprint. Even if your ex does have your old password, they shouldn't have your fingerprint. So, making sure that we're aware of, you know, remembering, does this person have access to this? Do they not have access to this? And we're keeping up to date with the passwords, whether it's the fingerprint, whether it's facial recognition, whether it's, you know, creating passwords that you're going to remember, but aren't always the easiest to remember. Like, for example, an element to one of my passwords, which y'all ain't gonna never know what this is, and it sounds crazy to some people. Why would I use a lunch pen from high school? 2009, 2013? How many of y'all remember that? None of y'all know that. right? So it's making sure that we're doing our due diligence to stay on top as much as we can, understanding that perfection does not exist. We're human, so if for some reason things do get out of hand, the good thing when it comes to, AI and ChatGPT and my chart and whatnot, they wouldn't be able to go in and alter results that are in there. It would have to be print this page, alter the page, so then you would be able to go back in and still verify in that sense. But these are the wheels that need to be turning. It's 2026. Things are only going to continue to progress. And there's pros and cons to everything. No one entity exists as purely red flags or green flags, including this water bottle. You might think, how is this red flags? It's green. It's, ingest the water. Now, if I hit you upside the head with it. So I said that to say there are going to be pros, green flags of AI, ChatGPT, but there are going to be green flags and red flags. Sorry, it's going to be red flags and cons as well. And we gotta roll with the punches, roll with the punches, roll with the punches. But for you, what are your thoughts? In your mind, how would you protect somebody, or what advice would you give to somebody that's living with HIV now that ChatGPT and AI can be altering things? Let me know. I wanna know.